We will now go over several more elements that are commonly used inside HTML forms. The field set and legend elements are useful for giving structure to the contents of a form. The field set element is used to group sets of form controls together. When I say form controls, I mean ways in which a user can interact with a form. The input element is an example of a form control, and there are others. The legend element is used to set a caption for a field set. The text area element is another form control that is used when you want to have a multi-line text input. When we use the input element with the type attribute set to text, that's only capable of creating a single line text input. Use the text area element when you need to have a larger text input box. You can control the number of visible lines using the rows attribute, and the number of characters in width using the cols attribute, where one column is equal to one character. The text area element will also need the name attribute, and it supports the placeholder attribute, but not the value attribute. If you wish to set a default text for the text area element, place that default text between the start and end tags. The select and option elements are used together to create a drop-down list. This is similar to how the OL element is used together with the LI element to create an ordered list that contains list items. The select element is used to contain a set of option elements. The select element must be set with a name attribute. Each option element surrounds text that is one of the options in the drop-down list. Each valid option should be set with a value attribute. It's common to have a text caption next to a form control to tell the user what it is for. It is best practice to surround such a caption with the label element. You can associate the label with the form control by giving the label element a for attribute, and its corresponding form control an ID attribute. Then set the for and ID attribute values to the same word. What this will do is make it so that if the user clicks on a labeled text or touches it on a mobile device screen, then the associated form control will become focused. This is important for two reasons. It increases the hit area for a user to focus on a control, making the form easier to use, especially on smaller mobile device screens. It also makes the form more accessible to those using screen readers. Here's an example. If I click on the text caption here that says first name, the text input field becomes focused so that I can start typing into it. If in the HTML I didn't have a label element around this text caption, then clicking on that text would do nothing. So you can see how the label element makes for a better user experience. Again, it is best practice to always use labels when possible. That brings us to the end of this lesson. In the following exercise, I will walk you through putting what you've learned together to create a sample form.